Hi, I'm with Badger Basket, here to go through the assembly instructions for the two Adirondack doll chairs and table with the umbrella. Before we get started, make sure you look at all the pieces included. If you're missing anything or have any damaged parts, please contact Badger Basket as shown at the end of the instructional video. Also, for this assembly, I will be using a drill to make it go faster. Feel free to use a drill as well, but please make sure to have the torque setting set on low so you don't strip any of the pieces. Otherwise, feel free to use a hand Phillips screwdriver. So let's get started. For step 1, you need part A, the back, part B, the seat, and 2 of the P screws. So what we're going to be doing is attaching the back to the seat. When looking at the back, you're going to see the one side where you see these boards going across. You're going to want this facing to the back. It's going to go on your seat right here, where the holes on these end, the very bottom ones, are going to align to the holes down here. So we're going to insert the back into the spot here, and then we're going to put a screw going in through the seat and into the back on both sides. For step 2, you need part D, the right arm, part G, the chair right leg, and 3 of the P small screws. So first what we're going to be doing is putting on the right leg. When looking at the right leg, you're going to see the side that has the larger hole. This is going to be going to the outside. And you're going to see a smaller hole that needs to be going towards the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a screw going through the large hole, and it's going to go into this small hole at the seat of the chair. So we're going to put this one here, and we're going to put this screw into place. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to be putting on the arm. Now again, the larger holes are going to be going to the outside, and what it's going to be doing is it's going to screw into the small hole on the back of the chair and into the small hole on the leg. So what we'll do is we're going to get these lined up, and we're going to get both of these screwed into place. For step 3, you need part E, the left arm, part H, the chair left leg, and 3 of the P small screws. So we're going to be repeating the same thing we did with the other side. Again, larger hole is going to be facing outward with the small hole facing up. We're going to screw through the large hole into the seat of the chair. Then we're going to be putting the arm on top, again with the larger hole facing out. We're going to be screwing into the small hole here of the leg and into that small hole on the back of the chair seat. So let's get all 3 of these screwed into place. For step 4, you need part C, the stool, 2 of part F, which are the stool legs, and 4 of the P small screws. So now to make the footrest, what we're going to be doing is taking these pieces here. You're going to see that the larger hole is going to be facing outward. It's going to be screwed into the 2 smaller holes here. So we're going to line them up this way and put the 2 screws in. We're going to repeat the same thing with the other side using the other leg. So let's get all 4 of these screws put into place. So now we're going to repeat the same steps we just did 1 through 4 to create the second chair and the footrest. For step 5, you need part J, the tabletop, 2 of part O, which are the table support bars, and 4 of the P small screws. So in order to attach the support bars onto the tabletop, we're going to take the underside of the table where you're going to see the small 4 screw holes. We're going to look at the support bars. One side is going to have larger screw holes. These you're going to want facing upward, where you're going to screw down through the larger side into the smaller holes on the underside of the table. We're going to do that on this side and repeat the same thing on the other side and get all 4 screws put into place. For step 6, you need part K, the table right side, part I, the table base, 2 of the P small screws, and 1 of the Q large screws. So first what we're going to do is be putting the table right side onto the table top. When looking at the table right side, you're going to see the 3 holes here. You're going to want to have the larger holes facing outward, and they're going to be going into, first off, the 2 holes here on the table top. So you're going to screw in this hole here and this hole down here, and these are going to be P, the small screws. Then lastly, you're going to be putting the table base onto the 3rd hole here. When looking at the table base, you're going to see the plastic inserts. You're going to want to have these facing downward. This notch, you're going to want to have facing upwards towards this hole here in the table top. You're going to screw in that 3rd hole using Q, the large screw, and putting all 3 into place. So let's get these screwed in. For part 7, you need part L, the table left side, 2 of the P small screws, and 1 of the Q large screws. So we're going to be repeating the same thing we just did on the other side using the left side. So again, the 3 holes, the 2 are going to align to the table top, and then the 1 is going to go into the table base. These 2 in the table top are going to be P, the small screws, and then the 1 going into the base is going to be Q, the large screw. So let's get all 3 of these screws put into place. For step 8, you need part M, the umbrella top, and part N, the umbrella stem. To assemble the umbrella, what you're going to be doing is taking the top and inserting it into this bolt of the stem. To do so, you're just going to twist them together and put them as far as they're able to go, with making sure you don't over tighten this. Also, to open the umbrella, you're going to see this plastic piece under here. You're going to push this up as far as it can go, and this gets inserted into the table top and inserts into the table base. And that concludes the assembly of the 2 Adirondack doll chairs and table with umbrella. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns, to please contact Badger Basket as shown in the next clip. Badger Basket thanks you for watching, and enjoy.